What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. This is Kicking with D. The fights just wrapped up last night. I was gonna try and get my reactions video out then, but I put in a lot of work to try and get out my predictions video. Spent a lot of time on it, more than I probably should have, but I didn't sleep too much, so I slept, and that's why I'm getting to it right now. But we'll get better at that. I thought the card was actually pretty cool. Like, I didn't expect like the whole band to be there. I thought all the walkouts from the inside the White House was pretty cool. The walkout songs weren't as cool as they'd normally be, except for Sean O'Malley's. His was still cool. But yeah, I think that probably had something to do with like just being at the White House and whatnot. I felt like most of the fights on this card were kind of like one-sided, except for when we got to the main events, both double upsets. That was cool, but yeah, 7 out of 7 finishes. Yeah, it's a pretty good card. It was a pretty good card for sure, especially since the main events turned out the way they did. Like, if the main events was just like the favorite one, it would have just seemed like the card was like not very competitive, you know? But it was a good card. I liked it all in all. It was a pretty good card. So I'm going to get into the first fight. Diego Lopez beats Steve Garcia. This fight kind of went how I thought it would go. Diego Lopez got a big old blockhead. He's able to eat shots. And then Garcia just kind of sat in front of Diego Lopez, which you don't really want to do. He was landing a lot of shots on him, but in the beginning, he wasn't being as aggressive as I thought he was going to be, because I know he lands like a whole bunch of, like, he puts out like yeah, he fights using a lot of volume, and I thought that coupled with his aggressiveness would just like give Diego Lopez an opportunity to put him in the dirt, and that's what happened. But yeah, Diego Lopez got a big old blockhead, big square blockhead, but it works out for him. You don't want to just go into a firefight with Diego Lopez. He said that, and he's kind of proven it. I remember Gene Silva hit him with like a shot that went like straight through his jaw, like made his jaw touch the other side of his shoulder, and it didn't knock him out. Like, that didn't make your brain jiggle around or nothing. But yeah, good fight. I liked it. Good shot. Good shit, Diego Lopez. Bo Nickel beats Kyle Dawkins. I thought Kyle Dawkins was going to be much more competitive than this. I thought when the ref stood him up, when Bo Nickel was just on top of him, smothering him, just throwing shots like intelligently and just slowly hurting him, cutting him. I thought he was working. He was busting him up, but the ref stood him up. Maybe it was because it's the White House card, but yeah. Kyle Dawkins, I tried to find some of his grappling clips, but I couldn't find any. I just knew that he fought off the bottom, but Bo Nickel smothered that out. And then I thought when they stood him up, I thought this might end up being a little bit bad for Bo Nickel, and he'd get countered, but he just kind of picked him apart at range, and Kyle Dawkins kind of just didn't really have any defense for it and just kind of ate shots directly on, put him out. Good job, Bo Nickel. Still not really big on Bo Nickel, but he is getting better faster. It's cool. He's going to be good. Chandler versus Mauricio Rufy. I thought Chandler would at least do a little bit better than what he did. He got destroyed. That was a really bad performance by Chandler. He wanted to crash into him, but he couldn't crash into him. There were like some opportunities there for him to like get a takedown, especially when he came off like the fence, but he didn't like necessarily commit to it. He just used the fence to try and create a big explosive moment like he does. But yeah, he was trying to like give him a look like he's gonna look and get for the takedown, but yeah, nah. Yeah, Chandler's like a good wrestler, but he has to cover a lot of distance, and I feel like in his brain doesn't think like when he's fighting, like his brain doesn't automatically like snap to like visualizing finishes from like grappling sequences or anything like that. So even if he did like get Rufy to the ground, it's not like second nature for him to just work for a finish right when like the fight touches the ground or something like that. Josh Hokett versus Derek Lewis. I really wish Derek Lewis would have won, but I already knew Hokett was gonna win. Yeah, that was bad. I thought the stoppage by Herb Dean was kind of crazy on that one. I literally screamed at the TV to stop the fight, but he was just beating his head in. Like right when he hit Lewis, and then Lewis kind of like put his hand out and bent over. Like I thought like right there you should start look to stop it, and then the fight goes all the way to the ground, and then he like gets like 8 shots or whatever. It was a lot, but yeah. Herb Dean messed up on that one. Sean O'Malley versus Amin Zahabi is a little bit boring until it wasn't, but just Sean's really good at fighting from distance. He's just constantly switching stances. He'll attack you, throw his backhand, and then instead of like backing out, he just switches stances and takes a big back step, like with the foot that's in front of him, and then like you're just completely out of range, and it's really hard to get in on him because he's so tall, especially at that weight class. But his walk-off salute KO, that shit was hard. I'm sorry. Sean's pretty cool. Sean's cool when he's being Sean. His walkout was hard, superstar, and then the walk-off salute KO, fire, bro. Ciryl Gane and Alex Pereira. I figured that Ciryl would like be landing on him. I didn't think he was gonna be able to put him out. I mean, they're heavyweights, and yeah, that's how it happened. Like Alex is kind of like there to be hit. He's just there to be hit, and he's trying to like roll with a punch and come back with something, or he's gonna just come up under like one of your jabs. But Gane moves so well and he's so fast, and since Alex is just like there to be hit, and it's the heavyweight division, he's just getting hit, and Gane was throwing some bombs, and he's elusive and getting out the way. The fight didn't last long enough for any type of like leg kicks to accumulate or to slow down Gane, so he was just eating the full brunt of everything. I think Gane is a really bad style matchup for Alex Pereira. But yeah, Gane finally got his belt. Good shit, Gane. I wonder where Alex is going to go from this. I think he's going to come back. Man. I think a fight with him between Tom Aspinall might not go too well for him. I think that Tom Aspinall is fast, but he's not like in and out fast. So I do think it's a better matchup because Gane could still like clip him, but also Tom Aspinall can even rely on like the grappling. Ciryl Gane I didn't think Ciryl Gane's grappling was gonna like make too much of a difference here, but Tom Aspinall's might. But I still think like since Tom Aspinall he's not as quick on the dart out as Gane. He's quick darting out, but he will like when he commits with his two, like it's not like bang boom and he's out. He like sometimes he'll throw the two, but he's like still there. And Alex Pereira only needs one shot. But yeah, I think Tom Aspinall and Ciryl Gane or anybody who's kind of like fast will be a tough ask for Alex Pereira. But good job, Gane. Finally got it. And then the final fight of the night, the best fight of the night, Justin Gaethje breaks Ilia Topuria, makes him quit on the stool. Yes, he did. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. That's just what happened, even though I don't like Ilia that much. But yeah, that was crazy to see. Right when the fight ended immediately, he went straight to the stool, and I seen his head go like that. He looked down immediately, never looked up. And right when he went back to the corner, like that's when the fight was getting called off. That's why his brother was like, no, he can still fight. I think his brother just wanted him to like use the rest of the corner time to like figure out whether he wants to fight or just like get his bearings or whatever. But Ilia, he put his head down, he did like a slight like nod and just kept his head down, didn't look at the opponent. Just body language shows, even like when like Tom Aspinall got eye poked, just like body language shows a lot. And I know I've seen him shake his head, but yeah, that was crazy. I know Justin deserves this. This is his third interim belt. He's always in some firefights. He got beat by. He came into the UFC fighting Michael Johnson on a fight of the night, broke him. Ends up fighting Eddie Alvarez. That was a firefight as well, but he got beat. Then he fights Dustin after that, which is a firefight, and he got beat. And then he changes up his style, works his way to the belt, fights Khabib. We all know how that went. And then Ilia was dominating with the ground exchanges, but Justin was actually good enough with his jiu-jitsu to survive. I was actually surprised that he was surviving. Hell yeah, good job, Justin. And Justin says he likes to make car crashes. The one thing I was noticed that like Ilia's there to be hit. He's there to be hit, but he's just so confident that when he hits you, he's gonna put you out. But he couldn't put Justin out. And since he's just there to be hit, and then Justin says he always likes to make car crashes, and basically Ilia's there to be hit, and they just kept colliding, and then he couldn't get Justin out of there, and they just kept colliding, and it was wearing on Ilia way more than it was wearing on Justin. Remember when Justin, because Ilia he's hunkered down, he's low to the ground, so when Justin's like grabbing for like the clinches, and then he's just dirty boxing, like grabbing the head and boom. Like the first like short uppercut he landed, like busted Ilia's eye in the first round. Yeah. Those like short uppercuts from the grappling exchanges, they was busting him for sure. But crazy. I do think I think this was like it kind of resembled like when Conor fought Nate Diaz. Much harder fight than Nate Diaz, but like since Conor, like he has like someone who has like a very strong belief in their power, and he couldn't get the dude out when they're hitting him with the best shots, and we've seen it really wearing on Ilia. I'm not too much of an Ilia Topuria fan. I do get like when he speaks, I feel like he's speaking 100% truth in like what he believes, and he definitely believed he was gonna get Justin Gaethje out of there. And now I want to see how he comes back from this. He definitely got broke. He thought he was gonna finish him. He didn't. I know when Conor couldn't get Nate out of there, and then he came back the second time knowing that he might not be able to get Nate out of there. I like how he handled that loss, and you can go back seeing what he said, and all that. I want to see what Ilia does now, because I wonder if Ilia's belief, like just crazy religious like belief in himself, is what carries him to the top. I think no matter what, Ilia's super good, but and I don't think this loss is a horrible one for him, like in optics of like skill or anything like that. But now that his confidence is definitely going to be shaken very hard, and I wonder if because I know like Darren Till, he'd always talk about he believed it was his destiny to win the belt, whatever. When his confidence got shaken when they put him in there against Woodley, he was kind of never the same after that. He was always had a whole bunch of I felt like he had a big mental block arrived. I'm not saying that's what's gonna happen to Ilia or anything. I just want to see how he comes back from it. It will show me a lot more of who Ilia is and how he returns from this, and I want to see that. I think it will. Like I said, I'm not the biggest Ilia Topuria fan, but I want to see. I want to see what he's made of when he comes back. That'll be cool. It'll let me know a lot about him. But hey, Sean O'Malley, even Hokit. It's hard for me to say his name, especially when my mouth is dry. But Josh and Justin Gaethje, the Americans showed out today. USA. All right, that's all I got about the fights. Thank you guys. Peace.